Right, a lot of students get given digital recorders. It's mainly to help them record notes in lectures so they don't have to scribble everything down, and also good for recording seminars and meetings and just dictating your own notes. You can also use the digital recorder in conjunction with Dragon to transcribe your recordings. The recorder is a nice little device. This one here is the 650, the DM-650. There's also a DM-670, which looks exactly the same but it's in black. The only difference between this and the 670 is that the 670 has voice guidance on it and has twice the storage capacity. Now the device is dead easy to use. You've got all of the microphones across the top. It's actually got 3 microphones. You've got your main screen, as you can see, and all of the main buttons are just on the front there. So we've got stop, record, we've got a list button, erase. The very one in the middle is the play button and the OK button, and all of these are navigational buttons, so up, down, left and right. You've also got a few F buttons at the top here, which you'll use a little bit from time to time. Now, on the bottom of the device, you've got the USB connector. This is obviously where you plug it into the computer, and it's also where you put batteries in as well. You can see this little arrow on here. If you just flick this down, it lifts up, and that's where you put the batteries in. Just close that up there. On the side of the device, you've got the power and the hold button. You press it up to hold, you pull it down to turn the power on. You've also got some headphone buttons up there at the top. On the right hand side, you've got a little place for putting a micro SD card, and also for putting in a Zoom microphone up there. Right, so to turn it on, you just need to slide this power button down for a second or two until it comes on the screen. Right, so when it comes to the home screen, you've got recorder, music and podcast. Students can put music or podcasts on here. It's very unlikely that this happens, and it's mainly for doing recordings. Now, the first thing you'd want to do is make sure everything's set up. To get to the settings menu, you've got a menu button right in the middle here. So if I press menu, it comes to here. There's 5 different menus. You've got the file menu, and you can navigate through the other ones just by pressing down. So we've got record menu, play menu, the LCD sound menu, device menu, and there we go, back to file. Now when you're navigating through any of these, you're just using the up and down here. It's as simple as that. As you can see, there's loads of subtopics for each one though. If you want to go into a subtopic, you've just got to press right. So there we go, press right, and then again I can press up and down to navigate through. You're going to want to make sure that the time and date set on the device to start off with, because when it transfers the files, you want to know when it's actually being recorded, so you've got to make sure the time and date set accurately. Okay. The other menus that you want to look at are the record menus. So if I go up to the record menu and then press right, we've got microphone sensitivity. Now depending on how the student's using this, you want to change this. Now where on here I want to select this one, so I just press the middle button, which is OK. So we've got high, middle and low. I'm going to put this on high because that's the best one to have for lecture theatres. The other one you want to take note of is the Zoom mic. A lot of students will get given an external microphone. The idea behind this is you plug the microphone in, point it to the direction where the sound's coming from, and it'll pick up things a little bit more clearly from that direction and not all of the other sounds around you. If we go into the Zoom mic settings, all you got to do is use the up and down keys, and as you can see, it's saying how it's going to operate, where it's going to get the sound from. If it's a large room, sound coming from everywhere like a meeting, you're probably going to want it like that. If it's a lecture right at the front of the room, you're probably going to want it like that. When you're happy with the settings, just click on the OK button, and then that'll take you back. Now at any time, you can exit out of the settings, or you can go back to the previous screen by pressing those buttons as well. So if I just exit out of there, it takes us back to the home screen. Now making a recording is nice and simple. Obviously I want to go and select my recorder option, one at the top, hit the OK button. Then we've got 5 different folders labelled A to E. It's a good idea for students to assign these folders to topics or sessions that they're doing or specific lectures, let's say. If you want to record into any folder, you've just got to be hovered over it. So we'll go into folder D and you hit the record button. Now as it's recording, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see this. You can see that to record my voice, so these sounds are going up. You've got the length of time the recording's been going for, and you've also got the length of time left on the device for recording, so 27 hours, probably more than enough. You see the little index button at the bottom here. This is really important. To set an index mark, you press the button just below there, so it's F2. Now an index mark essentially puts a little bookmark in this recording, and it means when you're listening back to it, either on the device or on the computer, you can skip to these index marks really quickly. It's good for highlighting an important thing that the lecturer said, or maybe something you didn't understand, or quite good if you're using this in conjunction with slides. Right, I'm just going to press index again. You can see it says index 3. I think you can put 16 per recording in here. Right, if you want to pause this at any time, press the record button again. And if you want to stop recording again, obviously you press it one more time. We're just going to stop this now though. Right, now to play any recording back, the OK button, which we used before, is also the play button. So I can press play and it starts to play. If I want to skip through the index marks, you basically use the left and right buttons to skip through the index marks. Nice and simple. We'll just stop that there. Once you're on the screen, if you want to go home, you can press the F1 button, takes you back to the recorder. Another way of navigating and seeing which recordings you've done is you can go into your recorder, and then if I want to go into folder C this time, I'm not recording, I want to see what's in here, just press OK, and this will show me any of the recordings within here. Pretty much everything else you'd want to do with the recorder actually happens on the Sonority software itself. It's a little bit easier using the Sonority software for editing and playing things back. Just bear in mind that you'll need to go to the menu, as I described before, to access any of the settings, and you just use these buttons to move around. It's nice and simple, and it's a dead easy device to use.